It has been a long road to this point in the season, but we are officially down to 2. It's Game 1 of the World Series between the Kansas City Royals and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to the World Series here on the show. I'm joined by Eric Karros and Steve Lyons. And Steve, let's take a look at how these two ball clubs got to where they are.
Yeah, and you can see how these two teams stack up. And it's hard to say exactly who you'd give the edge to right now. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if the pitchers were the guys that got the upper hand in this series.
It's the moment these players have been waiting for. Game 1 of the Fall Classic is on the show. And it's coming up next. Back now live as we count down to the start of Game 1. Let's join public address announcer Mike Carlucci.
Now taking the field, welcome your 2015 Los Angeles Dodgers.
Briefly now, we'll look at the two starters who get the ball here in Game 1. More from the guys as this one goes along. But first, let's take a look at the starting lineup for our visitors here, the Kansas City Royals, as Ned Yost has his guys lined up like this. And there you see the starting pitcher they'll match up against as you look at his numbers on the right side of your screen. And behind him defensively, the Dodgers will line up like this. Nori Aoki makes his way to the plate now as we're just about set for baseball this evening. And the first pitch of the ball game here is taken for a called strike one. He may not throw a ton of changeups here tonight, but he's got a good one when he needs it.
And I think he will need it because this is a good fastball hitting team. Most teams are, so the more you can keep these guys guessing off balance, the better.
And here's a ball hit in the air, and this is going to wind up a foul ball. Now here it comes. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1 and 2. Temperature here at game time, 61 degrees. Here comes the 1-2. And a good take there. Close, but it's 2 and 2.
And when he's down 0-2, he's smart enough to know guys are going to try and get him to chase. So now at 2-2, he's got himself back to a spot where he doesn't have to go after a pitcher's pitch.
2-2. And he's getting his money's worth up there now. It's full 3 and 2.
So many times pitchers will get ahead and they'll start to mess around, and the next thing you know, it's a full count like it is here. Now the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a ball hit softly on the ground.
but this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. Full count pitch on its way. Now a swing and a softly hit ground ball, but foul. Here's the payoff pitch. And he'll finally just wear him down as this one swung on and missed for the first out.
Well, nobody in that dugout's going to give him high five for striking out. But, you know, at least he forced that starter to expend a lot of energy here to get the job done. You know, in the first inning, that won't be lost on his teammates.
Alcides Escobar will stand in now for the first time here in this World Series, and he's a guy this club really needs to get going.
Yeah, it's been a tough October for him so far. He just seemed a little overmatched in the games that we've watched. It looks like he's just trying too hard, and sometimes that just puts more pressure on him.
Now here's the first pitch. This ball's hit in the air down the right side and out of play. 0-1. Now the pitch. Oh, and you talk about a pitcher getting the benefit of the doubt. That's low, but called a strike anyway. 0-2 now.
Tonight, borderline calls, you got to be swinging.
Now the pitch. And the slider gets him swinging. 2 gone.
Very sharp here to these first 2 hitters. Back-to-back strikeouts. Doesn't look like it took him long to settle in here at home.
Eric Hosmer will stand in for the first time here in this World Series. And you see the numbers. He's been as hot as anybody around.
Maybe the hottest hitter on the ball club through the first few rounds. If he can keep it going here in the World Series, I think they're going to have a good shot at going all the way.
Now here's the first pitch. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
This has been just the kind of start you hope for in a Game 1.
And the pitch. That's in there as well. It's a quick 0-2 count. You'd have to say, so far, so good here for the rookie.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting ahead. He's mixing his pitches. You'd like to put up a 0 to get that first inning out of the way, and he's close to making that happen.
Here's the pitch. That's inside and low. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
And that's his strikeout pitch right there. You know, you'll see a lot of guys swing right over the top of that one. That's a great job there just to hold off.
Here comes a 1-2. And he missed with it up and in to even things at 2-2.
I think you have to ask yourself, was he trying to throw a fastball for a strike right there? Or was he just trying to set me up for that changeup away?
Two pitch on the way. There's a drive out toward the alley in right center. And Kemp and Puig are going to have to track this one down as it gets all the way to the wall. And he's in there safely. He's got a double.
Yeah, and he was maybe just a pitch away from a spotless top half of the first inning. But now he's going to have some work to do with a runner on second now here following that 2-out double.
Here's the left fielder, Alex Gordon. As this is popped foul behind the plate, it's strike 1. Set. Now the pitch. And a good-looking swing there from Gordon, but he can't come up with it, and it's 0-2 now.
You can bet now that in the postseason, on the road, in Game 1 here, they'd like nothing better than to get on the board first. Just kind of let these guys know that they mean business. and they've got an early opportunity to do just.
And we'll have to leave it there as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. Danger averted following the 2-out double. We're back with more of Game 1 after this message and a word from our local stations. Now a look at the starting lineup for the host Dodgers. They'll match up against the guy you see there, the veteran right-hander James Shields. And the Royals defensively will look like this behind him. Gordon will step in now to lead things off in the home half of the first.
Second baseman, Gordon.
And now he drops one down here, and he'll try to beat it out. And the throw will be too late, so it's a bunt single to get him started here.
Man, he get flat out fly. I mean, once this thing got down, you figured if this is a fair ball, it's a base hit. That's almost too easy there.
Carl Crawford will stand in now, and he'll likely have a look down to third to see if anything's up here with nobody out. First pitch on the way. And a check swing here, but he clearly went around on a pitch that would have been a strike anyway. It's 0-1.
And here, you've got good speed on base and at the plate. So, on a ground ball, it's not a foregone conclusion you're going to get an out anywhere.
He waits. Now the pitch. Lined hard to center field. Kane is right there, one down.
You got to think about the time of night out there. You've got shadows still lingering a little bit. The lights haven't quite taken full effect yet. But he's all over this one, and he takes it down easily.
In now is Yasiel Puig, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. Seemed to quicken his delivery to the plate on that last pitch.
Well, you got to remember the slide step does two things for you. It gets the catcher the ball quicker so he can throw a guy out, or it will hold the runner on first so he doesn't steal it all.
From the stretch, runner goes for second. Pitch misses low. The throw down. And it's far too late as he steals second with ease.
We've seen him use his speed more than once here this postseason, and he's on the run again here as he gets into second with the stolen base.
Here's the 1-1. And that's lifted in the air out toward left. And there to take it in is Gordon for out number 2. And no tag at second. He'll head back there with 2 away now. And with 2 away here in Game 1 of the World Series, let's give you a little refresher course at the roads these two teams took to get where they are tonight. Matt Kemp will get his first opportunity here with the leadoff man still at second, but with 2 gone now. First pitch coming. And a changeup here misses off the corner to start him out. It's ball 1.
Boy, this is an ideal start here so far in Game 1. You get the scoreless top half. And now, right away, you've got an opportunity here to score first and really put the pressure on right from the outset of this series.
The next pitch. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. One of the things that makes him so tough to hit, the ability to put his pitches right on the black.
Yeah, I mean, you watch the catcher's glove on some of these, and it literally does not move. That's how good his stuff is.
The 1-1. Changed things up on him, and he got him to swing through it. 1-2 now.
And sometimes if you don't get to a guy like this early, and you're never going to get to him. So you don't want to let this chance pass you by.
Now the 1-2. And this is hit well towards the hole. And that's through into left, a base hit. The throw to the plate. And the run will score as the Dodgers grab the early 1-0 lead.
Well, you give a good RBI guy a chance in the first inning, chances are he's going to come through. You see here, he delivers a solid base hit, and the throw home not in time to prevent that first run from scoring.
Adrian Gonzalez will get his shot now. Great power numbers during the regular season. Still searching for that first home run in the postseason, however.
And these guys really need him to start producing because it seems like pitchers have the upper hand in the postseason. You're always facing the other team's best. And they've pretty well neutralized him all October long.
Here's the first offering. And look out as that one ran in and got him.
And you know what? He's starting to look a little bit frustrated out there on the mound. That's 2 hits and now a hit by pitch here in the inning. It's maybe not a bad time to go out there and try to calm him down just a little bit because he's looking a little hot out there.
So 2 on with 2 away. And here now a tough out in the person of the shortstop, Hanley Ramirez. First offering on the way. Got him to reach for it there as this is grounded to short. Throw to second for the force out, and the side is retired. I have to imagine there's a full moon tonight, judging by this bunch. Back with more from Game 1 after this. Salvador Perez will lead things off here as it'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up to kick off the second. First pitch to him. High and tight here to begin the inning. It's ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Another fastball. This one he gets by him. It's 1-1.
Yeah, kind of a late decision to swing there. Even if he hits that thing, that might just be a routine fly to right.
One on the way. And he'll come back with 1 in the dirt as the count moves to 2-1 now. Ready with the 2-1. A little too tall that time. 3-1 now. On deck, Mike Moustakas. Now the 3-1 pitch. And that misses for ball 4. So it's a leadoff walk here to start the second.
And now on the mound after the leadoff walk, you put yourself in a situation where you're going to give these guys a good chance to get that run right back. I mean, here's where he'll need to try to get the next guy to hit something on the ground.
Mike Moustakas will get his first shot here with the runner on following the leadoff walk. First pitch coming. Now here's a ball hit sharply toward the right side. And Moustakas is aboard. It's a base hit.
I tell you, that one's coming in fast, but it's going out faster. Does he square this one up or what? You bet he does.
Omar Infante to stand in as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, it's so easy to get caught reaching on that pitch. We've seen a few of his teammates do it already. That's a great job to recognize slider and play off.
Stop the call right here.
1-0 on the way. And this is on the ground to first. Could be two. One there. The relay back to the pitcher, covering in time to double him up.
First and second, nobody out. You think you're in a great position to do some damage here in this inning. And then, uh-oh, the one thing that you could not have is the double play, and that's exactly what you get.
In now is Lorenzo Kane. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball one. And now you've got a base open here with the pitcher on deck. Is this a workaround situation?
I think absolutely. With two outs here, no sense in giving this guy anything to hit if you can pitch to the pitcher instead.
The 1-0 pitch. Now here's a ball hit hard on the ground to second. Throw on to the first baseman. Gonzalez will take care of him, and the inning is over. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and one man left aboard. We'll go to the bottom half of inning number 2. It's the Dodgers 1 and the Royals nothing. A.J. Ellis will start things off in the bottom of the second.
Catcher, A.J. Ellis.
And here's the first pitch. Swinging a ball hit on the ground, but a foul ball here, 0-1. The pitch. There for it, Escobar. No problem here, one away.
Batting 8th, third baseman, Justin Turner.
Justin Turner steps in now. Here's the first offering. A fastball off the plate away. It's ball one. One out, nobody on. Now here's the pitch. 1-0 pitch is hit on the ground to third. Throw gets him, 2 down.
Now these infielders have been busy early on, and that's another ground ball out for them. Probably not going to be the last one we see either.
Michael Lee will take his first cuts of the ball game here. First pitch coming. Shields jumps ahead here with a good fastball for strike one.
And if you're not careful, this is the kind of guy that can run off 6 scoreless innings against you from here out. So that first inning run isn't something you can bank on holding up.
And this will be fouled away. Dodgers have the early 1-0 advantage as we play the second. Now here it comes. Tried to get him to chase the cutter there. A ball and 2 strikes. The right-hander deals on 1 and 2. And a swing and a miss, as all he could do was reach out in vain for that one, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers. We play 2 innings. It's 1-0. James Shields will step in now as he'll get a chance to swing the bat here in the World Series.
Yeah, and remember, thanks to the National League winning the All-Star game, no DH in games 1 or 2, or 6 or 7 if we go that far.
Now the first pitch. First pitch is a changeup for a called strike. Now the pitch. Here's a late swing and a miss, strike two. Boy, tough enough to be an American League pitcher swinging the bat as it is. How about having to deal with pitches like that?
One word, Matty, unfair.
Here it comes. And he reaches for one out of the zone and misses rather badly for the first out.
Well, it's always nice to get the inning started against the pitcher, and he sets him down easily for the first out of the third.
Nori Aoki will dig in for a second time, a strikeout victim opening up the ball game. Here's the first pitch to him. And this is fouled back and out of play. And the pitch. Lays off the slider, and it's 1-1.
And that's a pitch you have to lay off right there. That tight slider busting down and out of the zone, all that can do is tie you up.
1-1 pitch on the way. Swinging a ball hit hard on the ground to first. And he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are two away now.
The batter, number 2, shortstop,
Alcides Escobar will try it again. Set down on strikes his first time.
Come on, let's do it.
Now the first pitch. And that's in there for strike one.
And even with 2 outs, this is a team that can still put something together here, especially in this part of the lineup, so you can't let your guard down.
Now here's the pitch. And that misses 1-1. Both teams with just 2 hits apiece thus far. The 1-1 on its way to Escobar. And he'll come back with 1 in the dirt as the count moves to 2-1 now. Here it comes, 2-1. This is past the mound and into center field for a base hit.
Well, he'd had some high-stress innings here so far. It was looking like he turned a corner and was on his way to a much-needed 1-2-3, but he's going to have to get in the stretch here after all.
So we're runner at first here with 2 gone in the inning. And standing in, here's the first baseman, Eric Hosmer. Now here's the first pitch. And a bit too high with that one. It's 1-0.
But now you got to regroup after the 2-out single. You're in a dangerous spot in the lineup, so the inning's not over yet. Not by a long shot.
A runner on first with 2 away. The 1-0. And he looks at a changeup in there, 1-1. So 1-1. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
And after that double in his first at-bat, you can tell they're approaching him with a bit more caution here. Well, they should.
A 2-1 offering. A big uppercut there as he popped this straight up. Turner is there to make the catch, and the side is retired. Royals leave 1. It remains 1-0. D. Gordon makes his way to the plate to get us started here in the bottom of inning number 3. Third baseman in tight, protecting the bunt, the first pitch. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. 1-0. That's down the left side. Will Gordon have a play? No, it's a foul ball. Here's the 1-1. That nibbled the corner there, but missed. 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch. And this is going to be a foul ball. Here he comes on 2-2. Swing and a bouncer out in front. And a good throw gets him one gone.
The batter, left fielder, Carl Crawford.
So the bases are empty with one man gone. And that'll bring in the dangerous left fielder, Carl Crawford. Now here's the first pitch. And that's inside for a ball. 1-0. Now the 1-0. And it's a called strike to even the count at 1. Here comes the 1-1. Right back to Shields on the mound. And they'll just flip this on to first for the second out of the inning.
The right fielder, number 66, Yasiel Puig.
Yasiel Puig will dig in here. He flew out his first time around. First pitch coming. Now a swing and a fly ball. And he will get there to make the running play, and that will end the inning. We'll see Alex Gordon to start things out when we come back. It's the Dodgers 1 and the Royals nothing. And there is Alex Gordon. He'll lead things off here in this one-run contest.
Alex Gordon.
First pitch on the way. First pitch of the inning is taken downstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 home. Now a little bouncer into no man's land down that third baseline. But a foul ball. 1-1. Ready now on 1-1. Swing and a ball hit hard on the ground towards second. Oh, and it eats him up a bit. And now, fortunately, they will get an out here.
Well, I always used to think that the best thing about playing second base is that you've got the shortest throw on the field. And this ball is just waffled right at him. But he's able to knock it down, keep it in front of him, keep his calm, and still get the out at first.
Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez, as he swings and pops this one foul off to the right, out of play. The pitch. And this is hit sharply on the ground toward the hole. And that'll just sneak past his outstretched arm, a base hit.
The third baseman, number 8, Mike Moustakas.
Mike Moustakas will dig in. He singled his first time around. Here's the first offering. Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And this will land foul. Open stance by Moustakas, and now the pitch. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
Now you got to beware of that sinker. I mean, he'd take a strikeout right now, but I think he still just wants this guy to hit the ball on the ground.
Okay, pitch down.
He's ready, now the pitch. And a fastball swung on and missed as he just reared back there, 2 away.
I love this pitch right here. Just an elevated fastball with 2 strikes. Nothing much to it. He just says, this is just a good old country fastball, and he runs it right by him.
Omar Infante to stand in. Ball 1.
Boy, I don't know that I'd want to be facing this guy right now. He looks pretty fired up out there.
Yeah, he looks like he could run that fastball through a brick wall.
2 out with the man at first. Here it comes now to Infante. Sneaks a fastball by him at the letters. It's 1-1.
And sometimes you got to cut down a little stride against a guy who's throwing this hard. Either you take that leg kick completely out of the equation, or you get it started just a little bit quicker.
Now the 1-1. And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball. Two-1. A late swing here as this is hit hard to the right side. Oh, and he misses it.
Center fielder number 6, Lorenzo Kane.
Lorenzo Kane will get a shot here with 2 on and 2 out here in the 4th. First pitch to him. Ball bounced foul over near the longtime infielder and current third base coach Dale Swaim. No runs, 5 hits, and no errors so far for the Royals.
That's right, LA.
Pause, now the pitch. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Upstairs with this one as they try to change the eye level here. It's 2-1.
And one thing you can't do here, you cannot lose him and load the bases. He's still got a couple pitches to play with, but I'd expect this one to be somewhere in the strike zone.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. On a good pitch there, had him stretching to get out there, and it's 2-2 now.
Well, that's just unfair right there. I mean, most guys throw a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. He's throwing a 91-mile-an-hour slider.
Here comes a 2-2. Got him. Royals strand a pair. They're down 1-0. Matt Kemp will come forward to lead things off here for the Dodgers, with Adrian Gonzalez due to hit next. First offering on the way. Good changeup there to start him, but it drops a little low for ball 1. Go, 1-0 pitch now. And a good heater as he just watches this baby, a ball and a strike.
Well, as we've seen so far, this isn't a team that's going to wait around too long to feel a pitcher out. They're an aggressive team all the way from top to bottom. And if that first pitch is anywhere close, most of these guys are going to take a hack at it.
The 1-1 home. Right back to Shields on the mound. And he'll flip on to first to record the out.
Boy, and he's come out with a plan against these hitters, and he's executed that plan to perfection here early on. That's 7 in a row now he's set down.
1 gone now in the Dodger 4th, and now the left-handed hitting Adrian Gonzalez will get a shot. Infield in the overshift here, now the pitch. And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike.
It's so important with guys like this to get ahead with strike 1. Put them behind in the count and on their back foot right away.
Now the pitch. And this is going to be a foul ball. And now a pitch on the way. Now the shift won't matter here as this is skied out to center field. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now. So with 2 gone here in the 4th, let's check out our pitch speed comparison for the 2 starters. And folks, that is not a misprint. He's been clocked at over 100 miles an hour so far. My goodness. Hanley Ramirez will dig in. 0 for 1 in the ballgame. First pitch coming. Fastball in there for a called strike. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Now here's the pitch. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here it comes. And he'll come back with 1 in the dirt as the count moves to 2-1 now. Here comes the 2-1. And here's a ball hit in the air. And he'll get under it to put it away in foul territory, and that ends the inning. Dodgers down in order, but they hold a 1-0 lead. James Shields will come forward now to start things out against his opposite number. And these two have matched each other pitch for pitch here through the first half or so of this ball game.
Yeah, I think we had an idea runs might be hard to come by. You know, maybe not this hard to come by, but both of these guys have been just about flawless so far.
Here's the first offering. Good slider there, and he gets ahead of him 0-1. Pitch on the way. Now a changeup in on the hands that evens it at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Now a ball slapped hard the opposite way. A dive, but he can't come up with it in right as it skips right past him. And this will find the wall out near the visitor's bullpen. And he'll round it and try for third. And he'll make it in there safely as he starts out the 5th with a leadoff triple.
Yeah, you can't help but think about all the men they've left on base so far and how many times a triple like this could have really done some damage. Instead, they'll have to be content to take this one with the bases empty.
Nori Aoki will stand in to lead things off here, and his guys have been unable to get anything going to this point.
Yeah, and you think so many times in the postseason, we see starting pitching really come to the forefront. And this guy's been every bit as good as advertised so far.
First pitch coming. Now a changeup here to start things out, but that'll dip a bit too low, and it's 1-0. No runs on 6 hits, and no errors so far for the Royals. The 1-0. He goes the other way as this is hit well out toward deep left field. Crawford with the catch. Here comes the runner from third. And the run will score on the sacrifice fly as that'll square things at 1-1.
And after the leadoff triple, now this is just a case of a guy taking care of business out there with a runner in scoring position. All he's trying to do is get something airborne here, and that's mission accomplished as he gets the easy sacrifice fly.
Alcides Escobar will stand in. A strikeout victim his first time and then a base hit last time around. And here's the first pitch. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball one.
Now after that sac fly, this is where you got to just clear the deck and start this inning over.
Bases are empty, one man out. Here's the 1-0. And they won't get him to chase the curveball in the dirt that time, and it's 2-0 now.
Yeah, and he didn't even have to think twice about that one. And now he's got a good hitters count here, 2-0.
On the way. And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1.
I think he had to take that one because I'm not even sure he saw it.
Now the 2-1. Fouled back. One out, nobody on. Sets the 2-2 pitch. Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. But this will land untouched. Ready with another 2-2. Here's a ball popped up. Playable, however, in foul ground for Ellis behind the plate. And he'll stay with it to put it away as they get their man here for the second out.
Well, sometimes when you miss with your location, it actually works to your benefit. I mean, this pitch is further up than I think he wants it, but hey, it works out for him.
The first baseman Eric Hosmer is in, and he'll watch one miss up and away for a ball, 1-0.
Well, one thing we've seen from this guy on the mound so far, when he makes bad pitches, they typically miss out of the strike zone. They don't miss in the zone where they can be crushed.
On the way. Now a ball bounced towards the second baseman. Throw will go to Adrian at first, and with it, the side is retired. So 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. Home half of the 5th coming up, all tied at 1-1. A.J. Ellis will step in now to lead off the inning as his guys look to maybe break the rut they've been stuck in.
Yeah, and after that first inning, it's been all zeros since. And once he kind of got settled into that groove, he's been a difficult nut to crack.
Now the first pitch. Changes up on him, but that's in the dirt for a ball. The pitch count there, 1 pitch into his 5th inning of work. Not much of a concern, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. He hasn't had any real overtaxed innings, so he should be fine for the time being.
Now a swing and a routine fly ball headed out toward Gordon in left. 1 gone.
Boy, you talk about a guy getting himself in a groove. How about 10 in a row he's retired now? He's just making it look easy.
Justin Turner will stand in. He grounded out his first time. Now the first pitch. First pitch fastball in on the fists for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Now it's 2-0.
Sometimes all it takes is just one call to go against you, like that one right there, and then you get yourself out of your own rhythm. You got to be able to put that behind you and move on.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. 2-0 count, the pitch. this is popped high in the air toward the right side of the infield. The catch made there by Hosmer, and there are two gone now.
Here's that swing again. This is in show motion, and you'll see that that's a few inches above the thumbs. You'll be feeling that one all night long.
In now, Michael Lee, as he'll take a changeup here for strike one.
Well on his way to another good inning right here, and you see the pitch count. It's not even close to being a factor just yet.
Now the pitch. Over towards the dugout, but this one will get into the stands. 2 out, nobody on. Now here it comes. And that's swung on and fouled straight back. Another 0-2 coming. The next 0-2 misses, and that'll move it to 1-2 now. Now here's the pitch. Lays off 2-2 now.
And the hope was that he would have chased one of those pitches, but now on 2-2, I don't think you fool around anymore.
Here's the 2-2 offering. And this ball is also hit foul and heading for the seats, so we'll have to do it again. Still 2-2. The 2-2. Oh, and they pulled a string on a good changeup there as he swings and misses, and he's set down on strikes for the second time tonight. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers. We've played 5 full, tied at 1 aside. Alex Gordon will stand in to lead off the inning. Middle third of the lineup, 4, 5, and 6 as they try to get something going.
And this whole lineup's been pretty quiet all game long. Just the one run, that's it.
Here's the first pitch to him. Started to go around, but it's ruled strike one anyway.
And if he's had any postseason jitters, he hasn't shown them to me.
Now, he's been outstanding so far.
Now the pitch. And this catches the zone as well. It's 0-2 now. Figure we'll probably see a heavy dose of that sinker here tonight.
It's really a pitch you'll lean on, especially when he needs that ground ball, but even in situations like this where he's just trying to get ahead.
The pitch. Swing and a miss, and Gordon's down on strikes for out number 1.
And if you're a fan of pitching, this has been the game for you. I mean, these two guys have both been exceptional so far. Just 2 runs allowed between both of them. Of course, makes the broadcasters awfully happy because this game has flown by.
Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez, as he looks at a fastball that misses off the plate for ball 1. Here's a 1-0. Now a little tapper here up the first baseline. Throw on to Gonzalez, and that's out number 2.
And you know, he really doesn't have to throw that changeup all that much for it to be an effective pitch. And you can see what his breakdown is so far.
Mike Moustakas will stand in now. He's singled and struck out in 2 trips. And now some action in that Dodger bullpen as a left-hander has begun to get loose. Now here's the first pitch. Oh, and that one slung through the strike zone that time at 98, 0-1.
He's just cruising out there now. I'll tell you, this may turn into a game of first team to 2 wins.
Here's the pitch. And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands.
And that's the right spot for that slider. really try hard to tie him up inside. And that's a good job to lay off, too.
Moustakas waits on the 1-1. Fouled straight back. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Here's the 1-2. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
One thing you can say with certainty, he's really tried to take some ownage on that inside part of the plate.
It's something that you need to learn as a young pitcher. You've got to have that willingness to work inside, or guys at this level will just lean out over the plate and eat you up.
The 2-2 coming. And he struck him out. His 8th punch out of the ballgame, and that one ends the inning. KC down in order. Score remains tied 1-1. D. Gordon will dig in here. 1 for 2. He's singled and grounded out so far.
Second baseman, D.
First pitch coming. And they'll try and catch him by surprise here as he drops this one down. Throw to first is going to beat him, though, as they're able to thwart the bunt attempt.
Sometimes that first pitch of an inning, a guy will go up there and show a bunt, but then pull it back, just to pull that third baseman in a few steps. He's not bluffing right here. He's trying to beat this thing out. But he winds up heading back to the dugout after just 1 pitch.
Carl Crawford will step in. He's lined out and grounded out in 2 trips. Now here's the first pitch. Hit well down the left field line, but back into the crowd, foul. And now a pitch on the way. And a swing as he pulls this one into right. But he'll barely have to move out there in right as he hauls this one in for the second out.
Another guy retired there. You see his pitching line to this point. It's phenomenal. Just 2 hits, both of them are singles. He's hardly even been in trouble. Thorough domination so far.
Yasiel Puig will stand in again. He's flown out in each of his first 2 plate appearances thus far. First pitch on the way. And that's by him. It's 0-1. Not too many strikeouts on the ledger for him so far, but it hasn't really mattered.
Yeah, I think ideally you'd like to see him miss a few more bats, but as long as you're keeping guys off balance and you're letting your defense help you, you don't need to strike a ton of guys out to be successful.
Now the 1-1 pitch. And he chased one there as this is bounced to short. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. Dodgers down in order. Score remains deadlocked at 1. Back here at Dodger Stadium. 7th inning coming up now in Game 1 as we take a look there at our game summary through the first 6 innings so far. Omar Infante will come forward now to begin the 7th inning in what's been a very briskly played ball game here tonight.
That's what happens when you get 2 starters that are on top of their game. It's been great pitching, great defense, not a lot of base runners, and very even game through 6 innings.
First pitch to him. First pitch of the inning is taken low and away for a ball. It's 1-0. The next pitch. Pitch to the plate is a slider for a strike, and it's all knotted up at 1-1.
Oh, another good pitch there. I'm not sure he's thrown a bad slider tonight. Every one of them has had a ton of movement.
Come on now. Let's get a
Here's
right
the
here.
1-1. 1-2 as the changeup had him out in front there.
Wow, what a good time to take something off of that pitch, and they had him fooled pretty good on that one.
One, two. And a half swing that time, but it's a full swing in the eyes of the umpire, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
You know, it seems like every time we check these out in show motion, it always looks like the bat breaks the plane. Look here, sure enough, I don't think he holds up in time. It looked to me like that was the right call.
In now is Lorenzo Kane, as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike one. Yet again, another first pitch strike.
And it's a big reason of why he's having the success he is. You establish the count in your favor right away, and it just opens up the door to so many more options going forward.
Pitch on the way. Think he held up in time, but that becomes moot as it's a called strike two.
Boy, I'll tell you, to be down 0-2 against a guy like this with the stuff he's got tonight, not a comfortable spot to be in.
Now the pitch. And this is fouled back and out of play. One out, nobody on. The next 0-2. And he'll try and tempt him with one in the dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2.
And now, as a hitter, 1-2, you've got to be thinking right center field. He'll take a little swing out and try to drive something the other way.
Here it comes. Swing and a miss as he starts the frame with back-to-back strikeouts here. 3 in a row going back to the last inning, and there are 2 away.
We keep talking about it. Be careful of signs of tiring, but that's 3 straight strikeouts for him. He's getting even more unhittable as this one goes along.
Billy Butler has grabbed the bat now and moved into the on-deck circle, so he'll hit in the place of the pitcher, Shields. Curveball, and that misses in the dirt for ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch now to Butler. Ball two. And this is something we've seen a lot from him recently. He's worked his way into another good hitter's count.
Yeah, it's not unrelated either. When you're going good at the plate, usually means you're being selective and you're not getting yourself out. And when that happens, you'll find yourself in these kind of counts.
Swing and a hard hit grounder down the line, but this will get foul. 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and this is going to be a foul ball. Here now the 2-2. Now a ball lined to the right side. And that's in there, so perhaps some life here with 2 men out.
Yeah, and about the only drawback you have to having so many strikeouts is that it really runs that pitch count up. You can see on the graphic right here that that total's starting to get up there now, so he may be getting just a little bit tired.
Nori Aoki will stand in here. He's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice to this point. First offering on the way. Inside with the slider, and that'll back him up a bit. EK, the starter, creeping up on 100 pitches now, but that number alone doesn't appear to be affecting him too much at all.
Yeah, he still looks sharp. Still, with the way the teams handle pitchers nowadays, I don't think he'll wind up going much further.
Now the 1-0 pitch. Went about halfway there, but it's a called strike regardless. Next pitch will be number 100 for him now through 6 2/3. The 1-1. And a good spot for that pitch is it's chopped foul. The 1-2. Grounded foul off to the left, so they'll do it again. Here's another 1-2. And a fastball there is inside as that one backed him up a bit.
Yeah, he's not trying to hit him, I don't think. But sometimes you need to keep guys honest up there. I think that's all he was trying to do there.
Now the 2-2 pitch. On the ground to third. And he'll go the short way to retire the side. We'll see Matt Kemp start things out when we return. All tied at 1-1. Lewis Coleman will get the ball now as he'll take over on the mound to start the home seventh.
Lewis Coleman.
And there is Matt Kemp now. He'll match up with a new pitcher to begin their half of the seventh.
Matt Kemp.
And here's a fastball called for strike one.
Getting that first pitch strike is so important against a guy like this. You have to be able to work ahead in the count and not let him dictate the at-bat.
And with Adrian Gonzalez just around the corner, we'll see a lefty getting loose in the bullpen now.
Missed low and inside with it, 1-1.
And if he can get himself into a fastball count, don't be surprised if he has a big cut at something. Maybe try and break this tie ball game.
1-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a ball chopped foul down the left side. Here comes the 1-2. And there's one that misses to Kemp as he works it back to 2-2. Here's a ball hit pretty well and carrying to deep right. Aoki is there and he makes the catch for the out.
Yeah, it looked like this might be much more off the bat, but this ballpark has really played large tonight. And, you know, we've seen a few balls right now really get knocked down out there.
So one gone for Adrian Gonzalez. And now that Royals bullpen will get busy as we see both a southpaw and a right-hander get loose. Now the pitch. And a high strike there, 0-1.
You have to say they've really had a good game plan for attacking the 3, 4, 5 hitters all game long.
Yeah, and I think the only thing that's better than a game plan has been the execution of that game plan. You're exactly right. They've held this lineup at bay.
Now here's the pitch. And the slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. One on the way. There, this one's for Moustakas at third. Throw on to first will get him. Score at 5-3 on the putout, though it looked more like a 6-3 ground ball. Nevertheless, there are 2 away now.
We really couldn't ask for much more out of a 7th inning guy. He's come in, throwing a bunch of strikes, and he's got 2 quick outs to show for it here with the score still tied.
Hanley Ramirez will stand in, 0 for 2 thus far. Here's the first offering. Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. And this one's too far inside, ball 2. Two out, nobody on. The 2-0 on the way. Good downward movement fooled him there. 2-1. Ready on 2-1. And now a swing here by Ramirez as he sends this one high in the air out to deep left field. And this ball is gone. No chance to make a play on that one. It's a solo shot for Hanley Ramirez. His first homer here in the series, and the Dodgers move out in front. It's 2-1.
This is what you expect when you make it to the postseason. I mean, you expect the guys that have carried you all year to keep on producing, and sure enough, he comes through again and delivers a no-doubter here.
Aaron Crow will get the ball, looking to get the final out now here in this 7th inning.
Aaron Crow.
In now is A.J. Ellis. Now a ball rolls softly to second. Barehanded, and how about that right out of the bullpen? A ground ball on one pitch, and the inning is over. One for the Dodgers in the inning on the home run by Ramirez. We'll march on to the 8th. 2-1 Los Angeles. There's Dodger manager Don Mattingly making his way out to confer with the home plate umpire, and it would appear we're going to see a double switch here. J.P. Howell will be summoned from the bullpen now as he'll take over to start inning number 8.
And batting in the 6th spot, number 56, J.P. Howell.
Alcides Escobar will get another crack, 1 for 3 thus far.
Thomas.
He's wins at anything.
Now a swing and a high fly ball, and this one has some carry on it to deep right field. Puig is there to put it away, and they couldn't ask for more than a 1-pitch out to begin the 8th. It's been the kind of game we've come to expect here at Dodger Stadium over the years as you check the line score. Pitching, defense, and not a whole lot of offense to this point. Eric Hosmer will step in, a ground-out victim as last time. And now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there.
Away right here.
Here's the first offering. And he'll look at a first-pitch curveball that's in the dirt. It's ball 1.
So often, playoff baseball comes down to the bullpen, and this is going to be a bullpen game from here on out.
.0 on the way. Ball 2 now. Our pitcher's duel continues here. 2-1 score as we play the 8th. Now the 2-0. And now a pitch hit sharply on the ground. But a foul ball, and it's 2-1 now. The 2-1. And this pitch is hit foul off to the left and out of play, so the count goes to 2-2 now. 2-2 pitch on the way. Outside and a full count, 3-2.
He knows the drill out there. You've got to make him swing the bat and not be giving up walks at this stage of the game, because those could be fatal.
Here's the full count offering. A ball hit hard to the left side. And that's going to be a base hit here for Hosmer.
Yeah, and plenty of hits here so far, but not a lot to show for it in the run column. Maybe this can help turn that around as they get a man on here with just 1 away.
Alex Gordon will stand in now, hoping to get on track as they've been able to neutralize his power out of the cleanup spot. 0 for 3 thus far. First pitch coming. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike one.
And you can see him trying to be a little bit more patient here. He's got 2 strikeouts already, but he's got to be careful not to fall too far behind.
Comes set, now the pitch. Curveball bounces, and this one gets away. And not what they were hoping for, as that moves the possible tying run into scoring position.
Well, this is a wild pitch with a lot of ramifications here. Number 1, you move the tying run up to second base now with 1 out. But number 2, you also lose the possibility of a double play ball. So this is a huge mistake that could loom large for him.
One out and a runner on second base. Comes set, now the pitch. Here's a swing and a line drive, and he may have just tied the ball game. That's down for extra bases. And Crawford will need to play the carom off the wall here. And they've come back to tie it up, as it's now a 2-2 ball game.
In that situation, you're hoping for a base hit to help your team. But when you hit a triple, you're definitely going to score that run. That ties the game up, and now you're just 90 feet away from taking the lead in this ball game. And man, is he excited down there at third.
Brian Wilson will get the call here, as he'll take over with 1 gone in the top of the 8th.
Brian Wilson.
Jared Dyson will be summoned now to be the pinch runner.
Number 1, Jared Dyson.
Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
Your job right here on the mound, gotta think strikeout number 1, ground ball number 2. You can't leave anything up that could easily be a sac fly.
He's ready now. The pitch right there, and it's quickly 0-2 now.
And the infield behind him has come in here, but I've got a feeling he's going to try to handle this one himself.
Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with 1 away. He's set, now the pitch. Ball and 2 strikes now to the 2014 All-Star.
I tell you, that was not an easy take.
It sure wasn't, especially when you've got to protect on an 0-2 count.
1-2 with 1 away. Oh, here's a line drive into center field. It's a base hit. In to score is the runner from third, and with that, they've taken the lead here in Game 1.
The infield was in here hoping to cut down the runner at the plate, but that doesn't much matter here, as this one's lined into the outfield to pick up the RBI.
Some action in the Dodger bullpen now, as it appears they have both a lefty and a right-hander up and throwing. The third baseman, Mike Moustakas, now, as he'll take a look at a slider that can't make it back to the corner. It's ball 1.
Yeah, and when that pitch starts off outside, it's much easier to get a better view of it and then just lay off.
Open stance by Moustakas, and now the pitch. Taken the other way toward left center and fairly deep. And Kemp will look this one in for route number 2.
The batter, number 14, second baseman, Omar Infante.
Omar Infante will dig in. Took a cold third strike his last time. First pitch coming from Wilson. And here's a slider that's nowhere close, and it's 1-0. the 1-0. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0. Now the 2-0 home. Here's a swing and a miss on the cut fastball. 2-1. The 2-1 home. Now a swing and a ground ball, but this will be a foul ball as that evens things at 2-2. Here he comes on 2-2. In the dirt, and now let's see. And he'll make it into scoring position here with 2 away, as that'll be scored a wild pitch.
And with 2 strikes, this is the risk that you run trying to get a guy to fish for something. No doubt that was the idea, but it's going to wind up costing him.
3-2, here it is. Here's the ball hit pretty well and carrying to deep right. Puig will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. KC leads this one 3-2. Jared Dyson will stay in the ballgame now and take over in left field.
Now playing left field, number 1, Jared Dyson.
Justin Turner will try not to stop believing as he'll lead things off for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 8th.
Third baseman, Justin Turner.
Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. First pitch coming. And he gets a piece here as this ball is fouled away. Now here's the pitch. Swing and a ball hit well to the right side, but this will get into the crowd. Now here it comes. And they take him out of the zone here, and he obliges. Not the greatest of swings there for the first out. Time to bring you up to date on the numbers for our 2 starters. It's our starter comparison, and the hometown 9 have had trouble generating much by way of hits, as you can see by the left side of your screen. Thomas Whiters will stand in now as he'll be getting his first plate appearance in this one here in the 8th. And here's the first pitch. Here's the first pitch slider that just tails out of the zone. It's ball 1.
That's what you have to do against a big sweeping slider like that. It starts in the zone and is probably going to finish out of the zone. So that's a good job just to lay off.
1-0. Swing and a miss. Looked like the slider there. A ball and a strike. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Here's the 1-1. Swing and he pops him up over toward foul territory. Catch made there by Hosmer, and there are 2 gone now.
And that's telling of how they've swung the bat. This has just been a punchless offense so far. And this pop-up is pretty indicative of their struggles.
Ned Yost making his way out toward home plate, so it looks like we're going to see the double switch here. D. Gordon will dig in here. Now the first pitch. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball. Now the 1-0. That misses. 2-0.
Well, you've got the matchup you wanted, but that's not going to amount to much if you can't throw strikes.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. And a good comeback fastball there. It's 2 balls and a strike.
This is a guy that's got to understand his abilities here. He's got the speed to beat out any ground ball, but he's taking uppercut swings trying to go yard.
Here he comes on 2-1. And now he'll try to bunt for a base hit here as he gets this one down. But the throw will beat him at first, so the bunt for hit attempt is snuffed out. 1-2-3 go the Dodgers. Still a 3-2 ball game. Dan Herron come on now to start the 9th inning as he looks to keep this deficit right where it is for the bottom of the 9th.
Number 11, Dan Herron. Now playing second base and batting in the first spot.
Lorenzo Kane will stand in, one of the few guys not to join the hit parade so far.
Leading off for the Royals, center fielder number 6, Lorenzo.
9th inning underway now as the first pitch is taken for a cold strike. And now a pitch on the way. This is popped high in the air toward the right side of the infield. Gonzalez is there, one quick out to start inning number 9.
Yeah, this pitch absolutely eats him up. The barrel just sort of drags through the strike zone, and this winds up an easy pop-up to first.
Into the box now, Pedro Siriaco. As he'll take a look at ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. And this one's on the inside corner, 1-1. Pitch on the way. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. 1 out, nobody on. Here it comes, 2-1. Ball 3.
And there you see the leadoff man on deck. And, you know, they'd love to get someone on base when this lineup turns over.
The 3-1 is on the way. And he takes ball 4. So a good job out of the 9-hole in getting on base as we go back to the top of the order.
In that whole at-bat, I felt like he didn't really want to challenge this guy. And I think this is a guy in the bottom third of the order that you really have to go after.
Nori Aoki will try again. 0 for 3 thus far. Here's the first pitch to him. Now a ball hit hard towards the hole. And that is through into left field, a base hit.
A little bad luck there defensively. If that's hit at an infielder, it's a double play. But instead, now you're in hot water here with 1 away.
Here's Alcides Escobar, the shortstop, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1.
Pretty cool right there. You know, it's so important in a tough spot to get that first pitch strike over. And he's able to jump ahead.
Don't let him score!
He waits. Now the pitch. On the ground down the first base line. But this will get foul for strike 2. First and second now, 1 man out. From the belt, the pitch. Now a ball hit pretty well to the left, but this is going to wind up in the seats foul. Here comes another 0-2. Swing and a liner. Foul. Here's another 0-2. Just does manage to get a piece there as this is bounced foul. ready with another 0-2. Oh, it's on the ground to second. Did he get his double play? There's one. Back to first, but he heard the footsteps that time, and the throw pulls the first baseman off the bag.
Yeah, and right here, he knew that at second base he was going to have to hurry this throw back to first if he had any chance to double him up. And you see his throw get away from him, but since there's no advancement, it's going to be a straight fielder's choice, no error on the play.
First baseman Eric Hosmer is in as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike one.
That's not a bad idea right there. Take a pitch. Make sure you get a good look at him and what he's throwing.
Runners lead from first and third. Here's the pitch. And that one cut a little too much. A ball and a strike.
Anxious moments all over the ballpark now. These folks can hardly bear to watch.
The 1-1. And a bouncing ball, foul. Here comes a 1-2. And here's a ball hit in the air. Gonzalez is there, and he puts this one away for the third out. So a great job there of working out a potential trouble. Royals strand a pair. They're up 3-2. Greg Holland is on now to try to close things down here in the ninth.
Number 56, Greg Holland.
Carl Crawford will stand in to start things off as this top of the batting order hasn't found a whole lot of success so far.
In fact, just one hit between the 1, 2, 3 hitters combined. So apparently the table setters have not been getting their chores done.
Action in that KC pen now as a right-hander's begun to loosen up. First offering to him stays upstairs. It's a ball and no strikes. One 1-0 pitch now. Swing and a liner. Foul. Here comes the 1-1. Now he runs up and gets this one down. Throw will not be in time, so good hustle there as now the possible tying run is aboard to lead things off here.
Oh, that's just a thing of beauty right there. Watch how late he shows. Then he deadens that thing about 30 feet or so down the third baseline, and with his speed, no chance of throwing him out.
In now is Yasiel Puig as the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike one.
That thing's coming in there hot, 96 miles an hour.
Has a look, now the pitch. Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. Now the 1-1. A little bit outside. 2-1. And now the wheels spin in that first base dugout.
Oh, that man right there's got to be sweating bullets. Hard to say I blame him at all.
A 2-1 offering. He's fallen behind now. 3-1.
This is a good fastball spot for him now. And keep in mind, he's got a big hole on that right side of the infield.
Here he comes on 3-1. Now a swing and a sharp ground ball to third. Throw on to first by Siriaco gets him. One gone.
I think these guys are pretty lucky just to get an out on this play. You see, they try to start the double play at second base. That doesn't work out, and they're pretty fortunate that the relay throw is in time to at least get the out at first.
So here's Matt Kemp now. As he will swing and miss on a fastball on the outer half, it's strike one. Very difficult to get on top of a pitch when it's coming in that high.
Darn near impossible when it's coming at you in the high 90s. You just can't get your hands up there fast enough to stay on top.
From the stretch. And that's inside off the plate with the fastball. It's 1-1.
I'll give him this. He's not intimidated up there. That was inside. Close to triple digits. He didn't even flinch.
Now Kemp awaits the 1-1. Splitter taken here, 2-1.
With every pitch it misses, he just keeps digging himself a deeper and deeper hole.
Ready with the 2-1. And he swings and pops it foul behind the plate. And this is going to get down. It's a foul ball. Here comes a 2-2. And this misses, so that'll fill the count at 3-2.
Yeah, and that's not the pitch you want to throw on 2-2. That was so high, he didn't even have to think about swinging at it.
Comes set, now the pitch. Now a foul tip, but it's held onto behind the plate, and that'll go down as a very important out number 2.
He knows his job is to hang on to the lead for his team, but with a guy in scoring position, he's got to do something to come up big. Not a whole lot bigger situation to come up with a strikeout than right there. He's fired up about it, but he's still got some work to do right now. He's not out of this thing yet.
Here's Adrian now. As he'll go after the first pitch and bounce one foul for the first strike. Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. He's set, now the pitch. He tried to hold up there, but here's a check swing grounder to the right side. And he'll step on first for the out, and the ball game is over.
Well, maybe a little problem is that they wind up having to burn through the bullpen a little bit. 5 pitchers are going to combine to finish off this victory.
This one, definitely a low-scoring affair as we get one last look at our final line score. And, boys, probably a handful of deserving candidates for our top player of the game award, but what do you say we go ahead and give it to the man who shut the door out of the pen?
Yeah, it's nice to have someone like this that you can call on to finish things out for you, and he came on to slam the door shut.
So that's a wrap here tonight. Eric Karros, Steve Lyons, Matt Vasgersian, you've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Facebook at MLB The Show. The Royals come out on top 3-2. Good night from Los Angeles.
Our final line score tonight. First, for the victorious Kansas City Royals. 3 runs, 11 hits, no errors. They left 9 runners on base. For the Dodgers, 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. They left 3 men on base. The winning pitcher is Aaron Crow. Credit the save to Greg Holland. The loss goes to J.P. Howell. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance, a sellout, 56,000. The Dodgers thank you for attending tonight's game. And as you leave Dodger Stadium, we remind you to please drive home safely.